Let's paint a landscape for when you're short on time, but you still want to paint something, because this one will probably only take you about 5 minutes. Grab your watercolors and give them a spritz. Then if you want, you can tape this off in your sketchbook. I just like the crisp edges that it makes, but you don't have to do this part. Then we're gonna take our brush, and I want you to fill it with a nice, bright yellow color. And in the upper right quadrant, I want you to make a circle, fill it in, and then we're gonna make some little sunbeams coming off of the sun. Then we need to let this dry or make it dry. Once it's dry, you can do this with whatever colors you want, but I'm going to start by putting some purple in my brush and then mixing it into kind of a brown and maybe a little black to make it kind of a muddy, muted purple. With my brush full, I'm just going to make kind of a wonky line. It's going to come up, it's going to get a little thicker and thinner as it moves along, and I'm going to make kind of the top contour of some mountains. Then I'm not going to wash my brush. I'm just going to modify that color. Maybe I'm going to make it a little more purple or a little bit more blue. Now I'm going to make another line that sometimes touches that one, kind of following it, but sometimes it doesn't. Maybe in certain areas it's going to get thicker or thinner, and maybe in some areas it will change kind of the plan of the line. Again, without washing my brush, I'm just going to modify that color so that it's a little bit different. And I'm going to do the same thing until I get about halfway down the page. Now I'm going to wash my brush and I'm going to go over to a completely different color. For this, I'm thinking kind of a muddy blue. So same thing, I'm going to fill my brush with some different blue, maybe add in a little black or some brown or the complementary color. And now I'm going to make a slightly different line. It is going to come up and kind of touch some of those other ones, but I want the shapes of this one to be a little different. Modify that color and make another line that touches in some areas and doesn't in others. I'm just going to keep doing that until we get to the very bottom of the page, modifying the color a little bit as I go along. And at the very end, you're left with this kind of contour map of these mountains. It's super fun to do and super quick.